Hey everyone, this is the story of how I almost died. Also, I know the Fortnite clip behind you that you're watching is a little low quality. It'll get low quality. I don't know if it is right now, but yeah, this is the story on how I almost died. So let's get right into it. So this happened when it was last year. I went over to my friend's house, and we were riding dirt bikes, running around, having fun, riding four-wheelers. And I stayed there for a couple hours. We played basketball, did a bunch of stuff. And when I went home, I was fine for the whole day. Probably, I don't know what I did. But when I went home, I looked at my hand, and I saw, when you rub your hand against rubber and you get that scab on your thumb, that's what I had. But this one was different. I had it for the next couple of days, and every single day in the morning when I was going to school, I would pick it, and then I would pick it throughout the day. I would be in English, and I would look at my hand. The scab would already be back, so I'd pick it again because I don't know. I just like picking scabs, I guess. But so eventually, I just kept picking it. I guess I just went and played outside with my friends or something. But my mom, I just didn't wake up. It was I think it was I wasn't 10 minutes late for school, but I was 10 minutes late to waking up. I just didn't get up in time for the bus. Wait, what am I saying? So, the bus would have been there in 20 minutes. I woke up 10 minutes late, that's what I'm trying to say. And my mom, pulled my arm. And I was like, ow, that hurt. And I was really tired, and she pulled my arm and it hurt. And she's like, what? I was like, you just pulled my arm and it hurt. And she was like, maybe your arm popped out of socket while you were sleeping or something. And then she goes and she looks at my thumb and she goes, Haven, that's infected. So what happened was, actually I'll tell you that later. And then I was I was really not feeling good. I was really sick. So then she was like, do you feel okay? And I was like, no, not really. So she said I didn't have to go to school that day. And I stayed home and I went back to sleep. When I woke up, my little brother, he's in 3rd grade. He was in 3rd grade when this happened. He was getting up for school, and I woke up, and I wasn't hungry at all. Actually, I was super hungry. Wait. Trying to remember. So I was hungry, and I was really hungry, so I had a bowl of cereal or something. And she was like, you still feeling okay? I was like, she was like, how do you feel? My mom. And I was like, I'm still not feeling good. And she goes, all right, I'm going to take you to urgent care. So she took me to urgent care. When we got there, we had to sit in the waiting room for an hour. And after that, once we got in, they were like, we don't know what's wrong, but there's a ton of red streaks up your arm. And so they didn't know what was going on. And they said, you're gonna have to go to the hospital. So they took me to the hospital. My mom took me to the hospital, and the whole way I was like, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. But we couldn't stop and get anything to eat. And when I got there, they got me in the room, and they gave me an IV, and they didn't know they didn't know what was wrong, but so they gave me an IV, and then they gave me some medicines, and then they didn't know what it was. They said it could be like a ton of different stuff, but so they didn't know what it could be, and it was like they said it could be a ton of different stuff. So then they thought it would take like a couple hours. They gave me like a ton of different medications for all the things that it could be, and through the IV, and then they like brought me up to my actual room. It was actually sick, bro. They had a PlayStation in there. It was actually fire. But anyways, once they figured it out, they said they would get it, like they would be able to figure it out the next day. And so I spent the night there, and they figured out that I had sepsis. And if you don't know what sepsis is, it's basically an infection in your blood. And then they gave me the medication for it. And they said, so the red streaks up my arm, it was up my left arm, from the knuckle of my thumb, or from the joint of my thumb, it went all the way up my arm, like to my heart. But it stopped just before, like it just like stopped there, and you could see like the red dot right before my heart. And they said they didn't know what stopped it. But my dad said he knew, and it's actually like really cool. He said, I believe this. God, Jesus, he stopped it there. If you don't believe in God, that's okay, but I do. And I believe that, like, he stopped it there. But, anyways, I stayed in the hospital for 2, 3, or 4 more days. I don't remember exactly how many days. But, I got mac and cheese. I took a couple bites of it. I don't know why, but I just wasn't hungry. But it was kind of gas, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, the hospital, I can't say the name obviously, but shout out to them. There's actually a goated hospital. They legit had PlayStations in the room, bro. They took care of me. It was actually really fun. I got to skip a couple last days of school. I forgot to mention that. But, yeah, that's the story. So, that's the story of how I almost died. And because there's a lot left of this clip, I'm going to tell you a second story on how I almost died. So, this story takes place when I was 4, 5, or 6 years old. I don't remember exactly how young or old I was. But we had some people over. We had like my aunt and uncle, and we had like my aunt and uncle over, and they wanted to get in the hot tub. So everyone went down to the hot tub, and I was like upstairs like watching my mom's son or something. And I said, I want to go down in the hot tub. So I went down. I told my mom I went down in the hot tub. And so my hot tub it doesn't work anymore. But so basically, one of the jets, instead of not blowing water, but like shooting water out, it's like broken, and it would suck. It could like suck your foot in. And I was very tiny. I was like, not even, probably like 3 foot. In the middle of our hot tub was like 4 foot deep. And then the outside of it was, like 2 foot. So I was on the outside, and so basically the way our hot tub is, it was like, so it was a square, but it was rounded edges, and then there was like a foot, actually like a foot and a half all the way around, where it was like 2 foot deep, and then it would go down to like 4 foot deep, and where, like on a spot where it went down, that like on the side of it, that's where the jet was. And I was in there, and I like walked off. I like fell in the 4 foot part, and obviously I'm 3 foot. I was 3 foot tall, so I can't touch. And my foot, and I went to push off the bottom to go back up, and my foot, and I like pushed. I stuck my foot at the right spot, and it sucked my foot under, or it sucked my foot in, and I don't really remember much after this, but basically I like tried to splash above me, and then they saw, and then like the other people in the hot tub saw, and I'm freak. They picked me up, or they like tried to pull me out, and I don't remember like much after this. I don't really remember anything, but because this was a long time ago. I'm 13 now. This was like 6 years ago, at least. So when I woke up, I don't really remember when I woke up, but I was like, what happened? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was like, what happened? And they're like, your foot got stuck in the jet. I was like, oh. And yeah, they were like, yeah, you almost drowned. We got you out just in time. And yeah, that is the second story of how I almost died. So, yeah, I just enjoy the last 3 minutes or so, 4-5 minutes of this Fortnite clip if you would like. I won the game, by the way. But anyways, have a good day. Hope you have a good day, and see you later. Goodbye.